everybody. Welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Show. I am Mr. Flores.
I'm Mrs. Flores.
And this little guy, if you can see part of his little head here, this is Sonny. He is the newest member of the Film Freaks family. We just got him about 3 weeks ago. Go ahead and share a little bit.
We adopted him at the North Richland Hill Animal Shelter. They think he's like 2 or 3. He is a shepherd mix, and he's super adorable and fun, and we love having him here.
Absolutely. So when we do our regular reviews, we're standing up and he kind of sits still, but when we're sitting down like this, he likes to be a part of the interaction. So you guys will see him a little, probably here and there, maybe hear his little chain jingle when we're doing reviews and other things. But yeah, he's a great addition, and so we just wanted to kind of introduce you guys to him. So let's get into our date night in review. We have a day off, it's a holiday, so we decided, hey, let's do a Mr. and Mrs. review. Did a little bit of searching to see what we could find, and we found kind of your normal kind of chick flicky love story type of movie.
No, it's kind of one that I tend to avoid, honestly. It is a romantic comedy, kind of more romantic than rom-com, but they're kind of older people in it, which I always tend to kind of steer away from because someone normally dies and it gets sad. So I try to stay away, but this one is actually pretty good.
Yeah, so we checked out Our Souls at Night. It was with Robert Redford, which I am a huge fan of. I love a lot. His movie, The Last Castle, I believe it's called, is one of my favorite movies ever. It's called... Is it called Last Castle? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, Last Castle. And Jane Fonda, who they play like the main. And so I thought it was really intriguing, just reading the premise on it to see what this movie was going to give us.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't too much in either direction. Like, it wasn't too bland. It wasn't too sappy. It didn't feel it was just a good film. I actually really enjoyed it. So you get these two that are both widowed, or I don't know if that's the same term for male and female. And Addie's character, Jane Fonda's character, Addie, she goes to Robert Redford's character, Lewis, and says hey, why don't we just kind of sleep together, not sexually, but let's just sleep
fall
together.
asleep together because they're lonely. And it was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
And I think I really enjoy it too because I work with older people, and in my job every day I spend time with people that are 65 and older, and so you just can't help but kind of feel oh man, I wish some of my clients had a neighbor they could go just sit with at home and everything.
It was hilarious just watching no matter how old you are, it's still awkward talking to the opposite sex. It was just hilarious. Them just talking together talking about the weather, and she's let's just talk about anything but the weather. And it was pretty funny. And then the one scene where his daughter's calling him, she doesn't know he's over there, and he's he's trying to play it off like he didn't hear the phone. And he's she's you should get those hearing aids. He's what? I thought that was pretty good. And there's actually a story here. It isn't just them two trying to get over their grief of not having their spouse.
No, it's way beyond that, really. You see them, it's kind of them now. They're older, their kids are grown, or at least she has a grandson, and they are having to now deal with things of when they were younger and how they cope with it, and how it's not affecting them today. He had an affair on his wife for a year and left his wife and his daughter, and then came back to them, and that's kind of his reputation and everything. But it's really interesting seeing. Another, probably one of my favorite parts of the movie was her grandson. Jamie came and stayed with them because his dad, Gene, and his mom were going through a divorce or an issue and everything. So he came and stayed with them, and at first he was totally only into his phone, go figure, and he's 7. I'm what 7-year-old need a phone? but whatever. So, but then he brings out like an old train set and they start playing and he takes him camping and gets him a dog and all this fun like grandparenty type stuff that it just kind of also makes you like reminisce, I don't know, kind of like, oh, like time with grandma and grandpa and stuff. And it was fun throughout that to see then Addie and Lewis start to kind of it become more than just we're lonely, let's be companions to like kind of like maybe we're feeling something for each other.
And you see them open up about stuff that they've done and they really help each other kind of process through their decisions and their mistakes and stuff that's happened to them and their family. And then you kind of get some of that interaction with Holly, his daughter, and with Gene, with all their issues that's going on, and you see that. You see them interacting with their significant other's children, and then it comes like the twist at the end where you're like, oh crap, well what's gonna happen now? Like at first I was so like, please don't let them do this sickness thing. I was gonna be so mad.
Yeah, because all of a sudden he walks into the hardware store and they're like, everybody's been looking for you, Lewis. And she's in the hospital. Well, she fell somehow. They didn't really explain it
and it wasn't like a
much.
big deal. It did add a dynamic, which was cool.
So I was like, they're gonna kill her?
Yeah,
really?
I was like, no.
But
and then they kind of, Gene really wasn't too fond of Lewis. So we'll see where you see him kind of real standoffish with him, and because she's hurt now, she's on crutches, so. You see Gene kind of trying to, I guess, I don't know if he's really trying to connect, but that really adds that dynamic because she's hurt and now Lewis has to take care of her.
And now he's emotionally hurt because of his stuff with his wife. He's kind of like taking it out on Lewis. So Addie ends up going to live with them. And then it's like
they broke up. I was like, what the heck?
It's so sad because it wasn't like they like broke up. But it was like they weren't, like she was further away. He was at his house. They kind of
He drove by and they were selling the house.
Yeah, you kind of like saw just kind of like what was left. He was sitting at the table eating dinner by himself.
Back to like how the movie started, right?
Exactly, and it was really sad.
And I wasn't sure how they were gonna end it.
I know, I wasn't either. I thought maybe she was gonna just like leave one day
and show up at the door.
Yeah, exactly. So it was actually kind of like, honestly, it was good because it was realistic. So many romantic movies have this like over the top like ending that would never happen. Like like in like what's it called? Sweet Home Alabama, and she's about to marry a guy and her ex-husband comes down the aisle and she leaves the guy she's marrying for the ex-husband and stuff, like that kind of stuff, like in real life. I mean, like maybe it's happened to one person, but like it's not your average everyday thing. But this was like realistic. Like she's elderly, she moves in with her son and her grandson,
and they're helping her.
Yeah,
in return, makes sense,
and in where like if her and Lewis were younger, then they would have maybe made it a more dramatic, but it was really realistic.
Exactly.
But the ending was
he used a train set, and I love that he bought them cell phones because we were talking about they were all talking on their house phone.
Yeah.
So it was cool how they really just wrapped that up, and I was like, what's gonna happen? And she ended up calling, and they left it there, which obviously to me makes it seem that they're gonna rekindle what they started and see that thing through. So I really enjoyed the film. I really did.
Good.
I've always enjoyed Robert Redford in any role that he plays. I love him as an actor.
I mean, obviously they're very like iconic, big names. So it's not like they're gonna put themselves in something anyways that was trash.
So it was a real small film, nothing too like crazy or flashy. It was just real simple about two people who were lonely, fell in love, and their families and all that. So it was real cool. I would definitely recommend this film. It was a joy. I mean, I really enjoyed it. So let us know what you guys think. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. If you have, let us know what you guys think about Our Souls at Night. Thanks, guys. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching our episode.
Yeah, if you liked our video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
And if you didn't, you can double click on the thumbs down. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like.
Right on. And check us out on our other social media outlets at Instagram and Twitter. And please tweet us at FF Media News.
Or you can engage with us through our email at ffmedianews@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.